Hello and welcome to Real-Time Rendering with Twinmotion and VR. My name is Vincent Buto and I'm a professional service consultant for Graphisoft. In today's session, we're going to get a Twinmotion overview. We're also going to look at Twinmotion and ArchiCAD Direct Link add-on installation, the ArchiCAD to Twinmotion workflow, the Direct Link settings, how to create a rendering in a video, make a presentation, and get a sense of what VR is in Twinmotion. Twinmotion has an educational version which is free for students and teachers, and as mentioned, there's an ArchiCAD Direct Link add-on. Twinmotion is a real-time rendering visualization tool built on Epic Game Unreal Engine. You can create several media types, and you can also explore VR within its environment. Here's a quick example of a rendering that you can create pretty quickly. Here's another example of a video that you'll be able to do also pretty quickly. This shows a sun study from sunrise to sunset, and you'll be able to create also fly-throughs and other types of videos. You can also create some presentation based on all the saved views and images, videos that you have, and export this to be open on any other computer. This also allows you to explore the model and explore different times of days depending on which settings you want to look at. In order to get started, you're going to need to have an Epic Game account. So you're going to have to log in to the Epic Game account. And if you don't have one, you're going to need to create an account, follow the instructions, then you'll be able to get your Twinmotion license. You can click the button Get Now. And once you have the Epic Game launcher installed and you open it, you should see a Twinmotion tab at the top. Once you click on that tab, it'll get you to the Twinmotion page where you'll be able to install the version of Twinmotion. There's also a Direct Link add-on if you scroll down at the bottom, which says download the plugin. Once you click there, it'll bring you to another web page where you'll be able to select which version of the add-on you want to install, either for Windows or for Mac. And the ArchiCAD to Twinmotion workflow is pretty simple. You're going to have to create some 3D views based on what you're trying to export or visualize. You're also going to want to double check your north information, make sure that's correct. And additionally, you want to apply different services to the different types of materials that you're going to want to adjust or tweak inside of Twinmotion. There's a few ways to get your model and content inside of Twinmotion. The first way is a direct link, which synchronizes the model, material, and objects according to the settings, or you can export as an FBX and import the content inside of Twinmotion. So as mentioned, you want to create some 3D views that you can quickly access and repeat the same process throughout your design. And you can create independent views also for the objects you want to save as and export inside of Twinmotion. So if you want to save this as a FBX, you want to create individual views. Once we have the add-on installed, you'll notice a Twinmotion 2020 link at the top, which allows you to show the palettes on and off for quick access to these settings. In the settings, there's two types of export, either by material or no merge. So by material allows you for best performance, and then you can substitute ArchiCAD surfaces for Twinmotion materials or ArchiCAD's objects for Twinmotion objects. And you can optimize the geometry and exclude objects that are smaller than a certain dimension. So if you do no merge, you can also include some BIM data, and that might be beneficial depending on what you're doing with Twinmotion. So as an example, here's some surfaces inside of ArchiCAD. Depending on what you have set, you can export these to Twinmotion. It's automatically going to convert them to Twinmotion materials that you can adjust based on what you're trying to do and visualize. So if you have some ArchiCAD objects such as trees, cars, and people, they're automatically going to be converted to Twinmotion trees, cars, and people so that it quickly creates the entourage for you. So there's different types of media inside of Twinmotion. There's a media tab on the left icon, which allows you to go and create images, panorama, videos, and a presenter mode. So you can start clicking on the image, and then it allows you to create an image. You click the plus button to add more images based on what you're looking at. And then you can obviously adjust all of these. Once you have set a view set, you can tweak a lot of the settings. So you can create a panorama if you want to export a 360 view to look at, or you can create a video and it automatically does transitions for you from one frame to the other or one view to the other for fly-throughs. And you can then add in presentation mode all of these saved images and panoramas or videos. There's also a Twinmotion VR mode, and the supported headsets are displayed here on this slide. So you have the HTC Vive, Vive Pro, Oculus Rift, and the Windows Mixed Reality headsets. Inside of VR, you're gonna be able to change materials, edit the time of day, change seasons, adjust the weather. You're also gonna be able to look at the save views that you have inside of here and navigate around the model. And now let's take a look inside of ArchiCAD and Twinmotion. As you can see, I have a 3D window already open, so you want to make sure you create one and assign a layer combination so you can quickly adjust elements that you want to see visible. I'm going to make sure I have my Project North set up, so I'm just going to go under Option, Project Preferences, Project Location, and here I can visualize if I have my address and my Project North set up. Everything looks correct. If I want to, I can adjust. So I'm just going to click OK for now. And now I'm going to look at my Twinmotion settings. So I'm going to go to my Twinmotion menu icon at the top and click Settings. So now you'll see that I have set my merge to by material. So this is for the best performance. Anything that has the same surface will be merged to be the same material for Twinmotion. And I'm substituting all the ArchiCAD surfaces to Twinmotion materials and the ArchiCAD objects to Twinmotion objects. I'm also optimizing the geometry, and I'm including every model elements inside this scene. So all we need to do now is click direct link. As soon as I press the icon, it's going to start opening Twinmotion and start synchronizing my geometries and surfaces. I have the option to start working inside of an existing scene to pick, so I can pick existing project or start a new project. So I'm going to click new project and say OK. Now I have the option to see my navigation options and pick which type of mode I like. So I'm selecting ArchiCAD because that's what I'm familiar with, and I'm going to keep going forward. It's pretty simple. You can use your arrow keys and your mouse to navigate. As soon as you start bringing everything in, you'll notice everything gets converted for you automatically based on the settings you had set up. So the trees got converted to Twinmotion trees, and the surfaces and the car also in the driveway got converted to Twinmotion car. There's already an infinite background that you can use if you'd like, or hide it. For my situation, I'm going to hide it, so I'm just going to open my scene graph by clicking on that arrow and then click the eyeball to hide it. So as you notice, I have a lot of different things I can start tweaking here. This menu is pretty simple. There's 5 different icons here. So there's an import menu, context menu, settings, media, and export. On the left here, if I click this arrow, I get my library, so I can start placing different types of objects, characters, vehicles, lights, or tweaking materials. So what I'm going to do first is adjust my time of day, so I can click this little icon here, and I can start pulling this up or down based on the time of day I want. So I can start looking at my model at certain times of the day and prepare my scene. So once I have the lighting set up, I can start also adjusting materials. So I have this material picker, so I can click on different materials and start adjusting some of those settings. So if I want to make my glass less or more opaque, you can basically use these sliders to make them look the way you want to. So I'm gonna start making my glass look grass look a more realistic. So I'm going to my vegetation and landscape, and I'm gonna pick grass and flowers. Actually, I'm gonna pick materials and apply a grass material, and then I'm gonna apply some grass. So I'm gonna go to ground, nature, and then I'm gonna select grass 4 and just drag it on top. So you can quickly get your effects. If you don't like this one, maybe you can use another one and see the different types pretty quickly. And once you have something you like, you can also adjust the settings below, as you notice. So I'm going to use my vegetation scatter to put some grass. I'm going to use this long grass 3, and maybe I'm going to add some tall grass and some flowers. So I can click on long grass and tall grass together, and then I can click my add scatter tool and select my different areas to add my grass. So now I'm going to add just regular long grass and not tall grass. And you can keep adding till you're satisfied with what you're looking at. So once I have enough of my vegetation that you want, you can start creating, say, views or videos. So what I'm going to do is go to my media icon here, and I can click my image, and I can say plus. But before I do that, I want to remove the city background. So if I go to settings here, I can go to location, and then click my background icon, click city, and then I click none. Another thing that's important is on the location, is you want to make sure you have the location set correctly. So here you can click the search and type in the location you're looking for. So if I'm in Maine, I could put in Maine, and then it would find the location. You can obviously put the right address, adjust the month, and this is important if you want to have the right sun shadows. So now I'm going to go to media mode, click my image, and I can click create image right here. Once I click create image, it creates this image right away for me, so I can see in this preview. I can click to more to get more settings if I want to tweak the time of day, the weather. So for example, I want to put some clouds. I can go to my weather tab and scroll to start changing the weather. If you want to make it rain, you can start making it rain, or after the rain where it's a little bit more transparent or reflected with the puddles. So if you wanted, you could change it to different seasons. So if you wanted to put it in the winter, you could do that, or fall or spring. And you can adjust the tree growth. So if you want to adjust how it looks pretty quickly, you can do that here. One thing I want to mention is that you can also adjust the terrain. So I'm going to quit media mode here, and I'm going to add a landscape terrain. So I'm going to use rocky grassland, and I'm just going to drag it in here, and it's automatically going to prepare my terrain for me. So once it's done, I can adjust and start sculpting this terrain depending on how it's located. So you can make sure it's in the right spot. You have these options here to sculpt, so you can have different options to play with. So I'm going to go back to my image here, and I'm just going to duplicate it. And now I'm going to change this one to a different time of day. So I'm going to go to location and make this in the evening. So now I have two images at a different time of day, and I could go to my export menu, click my image here, and then select the images I want to export. If I want to select both of them, I can do that, and then I can export them by clicking Start Export. So pretty simple to do. So if I want to create a video, it's similar. I'm going to click Media Mode here, and I'm going to put this a little bit earlier in the day. And then I'm going to go to my media mode, click video, and I'm going to say create video. So now this is my first frame. It's in the morning. So if I want to do a sun study for an example, I can just click add frame. And now I can go to my more options here and change the time of day. So what that's going to do is just animate from morning to evening, just based on the times of day I have selected and the location here. So if I go back to my video here, if I go to the beginning and start pressing play, it's automatically going to animate for me and do the sun shadow. So pretty easy to do. And then I can start adding more keyframes or do different things. So if I want to start navigating around this scene after in the evening, I can add another frame and click plus. So now it's going to start moving around based on how I have that frame located in view. So now I can go to export, same thing. I could click my video tab here and then select the video. And once I have all of these selected, you can press export. We also have the presenter mode. Now that I have these media modes selected, I can create a presentation with these. So I could click plus and then start adding my images or videos. And then I can export this as a presentation mode. And what that looks like, if I go to my preview icon here, I have a presentation mode. So I can go to my preset views here. If you have more, you can select them based on what you want to do. So I have video, and I can press play. So it's going to animate based on the video. And this is exportable, so you can send this to somebody else if they want to look at. And at any time, you can start navigating inside the model. You'll notice there's also a VR mode and presenter mode. So if anybody wants to use VR, they can do that in presenter mode. And at any time in Twinmotion, if you want to use VR, the option is right here. So you can click here and get into VR mode. So if you start exporting, it's going to take a couple seconds or minutes, depending on how many images or the size of your videos. And you'll be able to quickly create visualization and animations for your projects. Thank you very much for your time. This was a pleasure, and I wish you good luck with your projects.